Alright, so today is February 10th, and I came across the poems I wrote back in last year, October 14th. And I wrote three poems, first three poems I ever wrote. I know, even in school, you had to write poems, but they didn't come from me. Those poems were, I don't even think I wrote poems in high school, really, but, or any poetry, but yeah, these were my first ever three poems that just came out of me, just out of nowhere. Felt it. I hit this state of being at some point this night on October 14th, and I came and I immediately sat down. I was flooded with emotions, and I just started typing, and so I came up with these three poems here. Probably gotta make it into three separate videos, and might even commentate on the poem itself after reading one. So yeah, first one is called Feeling Blue. Yeah, October 14th, 2023, and this one's called Feeling Blue. Reminiscing brings me much pain and grief. Those memories leaving me plain, expressionless and hopeless, characterized by my regrets. Can I go back? Please, please, so I can cherish those moments, so I can love better. A hope that'll be nothing more than that. Survival made me rush. The future will be better, always seeking better. When I'm an adult, it'll all be better. Here I am. I've reached the future I was seeking as a survivalist child, only to be faced with the soul-crushing fact that running would bring much sorrow. How, what, why, when, for who? Ah! Where's the tool? Time to end it. Click, boom, pow. Eyes open. Fuck! It won't end. For was that a way by rushing? Always rushing. This just isn't working. A new choice must be made. Oh yeah, so I'll commentate on that. Reminiscing brings me much pain and grief. Those memories leaving me plain. Yeah, just reminiscing on when I would reminisce before, I would have a lot of regret with it, on all kinds of different aspects, siblings, family, relationships, opportunities, choices I made in the past, things like that. A lot of my reminiscing would just be enveloped by regret, and so reminiscing, the memories would just bring me back to leaving me feeling plain as just stunned, almost like wow, like all that really happened in here, and so I'm just like, it's almost like in shock, like I'm just here in plain emotion, no words, no nothing. And yeah, so expressionless and hopeless. Yeah, so that's what I meant. Reminiscing brings me much pain and grief. Those memories leaving me plain, expressionless and hopeless, characterized by my regrets. I say characterized by my regrets because the way I acted since I graduated high school, I'd say I held that very deeply on myself, and so it was like all the actions I was taking, all the words that came out of my mouth, how I upheld myself, as in front of people and in society and all that. You could just look at my character and know that I was acting from regrets, you know, that I had a lot of pain and grief. And it wasn't like I was walking around wallowing and looking like I was broken. No, that's the thing. I I look like I was the man of the world, but which was that mask, and that mask was characterized by my regrets. So yeah, I say, you know, the memories leaving me plain, expressionless and hopeless, characterized by my regrets. Can I go back? Please, please, so I can cherish those moments, so I can love better. You know, just asking, hey man, like, come on, can I just go back? Like, cause you know how you start reminiscing and you have those regrets and such, and you're just like, you just have this odd feeling that's like, oh my god, how can I just not go back and fix that? Like, how can I not just go back and make that one tweak? Like if it feels like you're capable of doing it, and like something's stopping you, and you're just it's just weird how it's interesting how real that can feel, of like, because you'll be reminiscing, you'll be envisioning that that moment, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like, why can I not just manipulate this right here, right now, and into the way it would become better? So can I go back? Please, please, so I can cherish those moments, so I can love better. A hope that'll be nothing more than that, you know. And that's the thing, you know, all this hope for, man, if I could go back, if only this happened, this and that, all that hope is, there's nothing more to it than that. It's just hope, and hope gets you nowhere. You know, from there on, it just takes action. It takes that recognizing, it takes those realizations to bring you to that recognition and that acceptance of what is, and then from there you just, well, what can I do now? How can I go about my day now and my days ahead in a way where I won't be battling with this again in the future, of looking back to today and being like, fuck, if I could only go back and manipulate it in this way, you know. So that's what a hope is. A hope is nothing more than that. It's just hope. Survival made me rush. The future will be better. Always seeking better. When I'm an adult, it'll all be better. So yeah, when you're in survival, you're always chasing after comfort and pleasure, and because you're in survival, you can never be present. You can never feel fulfilled in the present, unless you're coping and dopamine hits and distractions and things like that. You can, but even then, when people are together and, you know, they haven't done any healing themselves and they get together, it's always got to be the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. No one can ever sit and just enjoy each other's presence. So even that, you know, survival makes you itch for the next thing, you know, always needing that next hit, always needing that excitement in life. And yeah, so, you know, being a survivalist child, just know, even though things were getting better at times, it's like it can never be great. It can always be better. It's never good, it's never great. It's all it is like, it's all right, but I know it can be better. So you're just constantly working, fighting, striving to make your situation better. And it's crazy because, like, so yeah, I'm here, I'm like, the future will be better, always seeking better. You know, as a survivalist child, as a person in survival, you're just always seeking better, because you may get better, but then because you're running off of survival and you can't stay present, you can't enjoy things for what they are, and just envelop yourself in the moment, you just need that next excitement. It's constant seeking, constant needing, desiring, wanting, craving, you know, never being able to just sit in your own presence and just be fulfilled, you know, feel joy just by sitting with yourself in your own presence. So yeah, survival made me rush. The future will be better, always seeking better. When I'm an adult, it'll all be better. Here I am. I've reached the future I was seeking as a survivalist child, only to be faced with the soul-crushing fact that running would bring much sorrow. Yeah, you know, you because as a kid you're like, oh well, when I'm an adult, because at least that's like, what's it called? Another milestone in life, right? That's like set by society. It's seen as another milestone in life, becoming an adult, graduating school and all that. And it's like, man, you know, here I am. Even before the adulthood though, like reaching teenage years or reaching 15 or reaching even high school, and just like even those were milestones. And I'm pretty sure like, but no, yeah, I did have that mindset, oh well, when I get out of high school it'll all be better. But yeah, you know, something you've been looking forward to, you think it's gonna be paradise once you get to this point in your life, and here you are, you come to meet it, and because you've still been living out of survival, running out of survival, not facing your shit, not facing your issues and all these things, just thinking you can put a blindfold on it, and just thinking acquiring possessions and just doing things that are all about this world that have nothing to do with who you truly are at your essence. You know, you get there and you're at the future now, and it's like, fuck, well, I still feel the same. I still feel broken. I still feel full of worry, fear, lack, desire, doubt. You know, I still feel all these things. So yeah, only to be faced with the soul-crushing fact. Oh yeah, and so this is the crazy thing. You get to adulthood and you're like, because now you start reminiscing, right? You start reminiscing on the past, and you're like, fuck, man, the whole time, like, you come to face with the soul-crushing fact that the entire time you spent rushing and running and seeking because you just thought the future was going to be better. So like these moments that were happening here were just, you weren't even present, because one, you were in survival, and two, you were just looking forward to that future, and always, and just living in that fantasy that the future is going to be better than what it is right now. And so, you know, that brought much sorrow, because not only did I rush through my childhood and was just out of survival my entire childhood, but now I have to look back at that. Now it's like, fuck, I'm here, I'm still dealing with all these things, but now to just add on top of all those things, all my memories are of being in survival. You know, I spent my whole life rushing for this moment, and this moment is just bringing me back to, which, you know, I've learned, it just brings me right back to the present moment. And yeah, and so here I am. I've reached the future I was seeking as a survivalist child, only to be faced with the soul-crushing fact that running would bring much sorrow. How? What? Why? When? For who? Where's the tool? Time to end it. Click, boom, pow. And that's yeah, you know, you reach the future, and you thought, where's paradise? Where's the ease? Where's the relaxation? Where's the enjoyment? Where's the excitement? And you see it, you get your reality shaken, and now you're like, how? What? Why? When? Like, you know, for who? And And you know, it can be so devastating. And because of all my times that I've so weird for me to say, but all the times I've tried, I wouldn't say tried killing myself, but all the times I've planned on it in death, and all the times I've actually held a gun towards myself and this and that, you know, so it's just like that's when that was a time where it like really hit. It's like, fuck man, where's the tool? Time to end it. Click, boom, pow. Then your eyes open. You go, fuck, it won't end. It won't end. And then I ask, so click, boom, pow, eyes open, fuck, it won't end. For was that a way by rushing? Always rushing. This just isn't working. A new choice must be made. And that's what I say, you know, because of my action even there. My action there, when I got my reality shaken, I came to the that's when it's like it was a moment of maturing as well, a moment of realizing things for what they really were. Finally, I no longer was acting out of survival. It took me all the way up to shooting myself in the head to realize, man, something else is going on. Or I got real with myself for once, and I was like, and I asked myself, for was that a way by rushing? Was attempting to kill myself, was actually clicking the tool and shooting myself, was that a way by rushing? And sure enough, that's rushing to death now. I don't want to face my shit. I don't want to face my issues. I don't want to face all the fucked up everything, all the, like I said, you know, rushing through childhood, living in survival, living with trauma, living with all these things, and instead of facing those things, healing those things, and getting to the root of everything, and turning my life around, I just said, fuck it, I'm done. And it didn't work. And so I was like, and then I come to realize, fuck, you know, was my action there a way by rushing? Fuck, man, all my decisions, all my choices I make, it's always rushing, always rushing. And so I say, for was that a way by rushing? Man, always rushing. This just isn't working. A new choice must be made. So yeah, always rushing. And you know, it just isn't working. Rushing isn't working. Seeking isn't working. Forcing isn't working. So a new choice. And then I'm just like, fuck man, well, I can't keep doing this, because obviously it's not fucking working. So I guess a new choice must be made. And sure enough, that's where it is. A new choice must be made. And man, I'm very proud of myself for where I'm at now in life, and definitely on yeah, it's just wild, because you know, coming out of that brain injury, when I started healing that brain injury, it'll be 5 years when March comes around in 2024. And so I've been on this journey of recovery for almost 5 years, since March of 2019. And it's crazy because you know, I spent four years of just endless seeking for the truth, for what's meaningful, for the truth, and what actually has meaning in this world, what actions actually have meaning to them. And sure enough, man, it took 4 years of just an emotional roller coaster and on the seeker's journey of seeking for answers and the truth. And it's wild, because it all, I guess it was June of last year, 2023, is when I really started hammering down on my mental and emotional baggage and healing those things, facing my personal reality exactly for what it was, digging into my psyche, digging into my shadow, facing my shadow head on and digging into it. All the things like I talk about: childhood trauma and abuse, cognitive dissonance, conditioning or limiting conditioned beliefs that were programmed into us, slavery program from the system, from these abusive, toxic, inhumane, dysfunctional societies. Dealing with the Stockholm syndrome, having a trauma bond, all my trauma bonds I had, all my abusive, loving relationship with the ones who abused me, with ones who were still doing me dirty, like all these things. And yeah, so it's just wild. All those years, all that pain and grief, and it just starting of June, maybe May of last year, true change started happening. And true change started happening because I finally stopped I stopped thinking the answers were outside of me. I stopped looking for distractions and and healthy coping mechanisms, getting into the whole spiritual movement and picking up on all the healing modalities and just investing all my time and attention into those things, when none of those things are going to heal you. Yes, they'll alleviate some pain, they'll get rid of some ailments you've been having. It's just like any diet. If you go onto a clean diet, anyways. But yeah, so that's yeah, all that money I spent, all that time and attention I gave away to bullshit, and the entire time the answers were right here. It was literally becoming aware of my actions, becoming aware of my instincts, becoming aware of my instinctual reactions, becoming aware of my behaviors, becoming aware of my addictions and my habits and my thought process, and it started contemplating on my thoughts and questioning my own self, and questioning why I'm chasing this social status, why I'm chasing this why I'm chasing to acquire these things in the future, why I'm like all these things. And yeah. So yeah, a new choice must be made, and it sure was. And it's very interesting where I'm headed now. And it blows my mind. I forget, because it's just been a daily, moment by moment process of changing, but to where it's like seeing the same person every day. You don't even notice their hair getting longer, or like their muscles getting bigger, or like your kid, or your kid becoming a teenager or something, because you don't realize, wow, they were just this little before, now they're this big. And it's you don't realize it until you have a moment of like, oh shit, wait, like, dude, you were just like this big. And that's how it's been with me on this journey. Like, I totally forgot about the major depression I was under. I totally forgot about everything. I totally forgot about my constant state of being, just being survival, and just always feeling torn and broken and confused, like, because I've just enveloped, I've just dived into my healing to where those things became obsolete. It's like that quote that goes, to fight the enemy, or whatever, to fight the old, or to overcome or to beat the old is not by fighting it head on, but by creating a new life, creating new habits, making new choices that make that old life, that make that life obsolete, no longer in use, no longer, you know, no longer in use, no longer needed, because you've been creating, something that has taken all your time and attention and energy, and you've been so enveloped in this that this now became your reality, and your old reality just crumbled because you give it no more time and attention and focus and energy. Yeah. Yep. All right, so I'll be done with this and making the second one.